Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable President of the Brotherly Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Joko Widodo, and fellow parliamentarians, Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the Majlis Shura, the Parliament of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Your Excellency Mr. Joko Widodo, the democratically elected 7th President of the Republic of Indonesia. Excellency, your visit and address to this Parliament is of immense historic importance to us. Dr. Ahmed Sukarno, the first President of Indonesia, addressed the National Assembly of Pakistan on 26 June 1963. And now, after 55 years, this House cherishes the presence in its midst the democratically elected President of the largest Muslim population country in the world. As the representative of the free will of its 200 million people, this Parliament is therefore proud of your presence. Excellency, our two nations cherish deep bonds of history, religion, and culture. These fraternal relations even precede the birth of our two countries, as we stood by each other during our respective freedom struggles. On August 17, 1945, when the founding father of Indonesia, Dr. Ahmed Sukarno, declared his nation's freedom from the Dutch, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, then as President of the All India Muslim League, called upon the Muslim troops of the British colonial army stationed in the Far East to join hands with the Indonesian brethren against the Dutch colonial aggression. It remains a glowing chapter of our two countries' history that some 600 Muslim troops from the Indo-Pak subcontinent joined the Indonesian Freedom War. Of them, 500 embraced martyrdom. These 600 men are the joint heroes of our two nations, and we jointly salute them. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's personal attachment to the Indonesian freedom struggle is further manifested from the fact that he ordered to detain the Dutch planes on Karachi airport, which were carrying supplies for the army in Jakarta. Pakistan is proud of the fact that when in 1995 Indonesia celebrated the Golden Jubilee of its independence, it never forgot its Pakistani comrade and decorated Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah with the highest civil award of Adipura. Mr. President, on their part, the Indonesian brothers and sisters have also never left Pakistan alone in hours of crisis. They stood shoulder to shoulder with us during the Indo-Pak War of 1965 and did not hesitate a minute in handing over whatever military resources Indonesia had at that critical time. It goes without saying that the 1948, 1965, 1971, and the later conflicts in South Asia had their genesis in the 7-decade-old Kashmir dispute. An everlasting peace in South Asia requires a just and peaceful solution of this unresolved issue in accordance with aspirations of the Kashmiri people and in light of the United Nations Security Council resolutions. Pakistan hopes that friends like Indonesia will continue helping in this regard. Excellency, the historical association of our two people has diversified over the period of time and has helped our two governments to build a strong network of cooperation on all fronts. As members of the United Nations, the OIC, the Inter-Parliamentary Union, the PUIC member states, and other international and regional forums, we have been supporting each other on all issues of common and concerned interests. The Parliament of our two countries have also been constantly engaged in mutually beneficial cooperation. I am pleased to report that the Pakistan-Indonesia Friendship Group have been constituted in both houses of Parliament, which represent all political shades present in the House. Mr. President, the recent years have seen enhanced people-to-people contact between our two countries, which has opened new avenues of cooperation in higher education, culture, exchanges, bilateral trade, and investment opportunities on both sides. However, there is still potential of expansion in these imperative fields for our common good. While the executive leadership of both countries are pursuing this path, we must also use the dictum of parliamentary diplomacy to expand the scope of our friendship. Parliaments of the two countries can play a meaningful role by jointly working to achieve ever-growing and sustainable partnership. Mr. President, the House that you will shortly be addressing is the true reflection and hopes and aspirations of our people. Through its debates and legislation, it is endured to provide workable solutions to the problems of present-day Pakistan. In this regard, our daunting challenge has been our fight against global terrorism, in which Pakistan has paid the heaviest price by rendering over 65,000 lives and bearing a loss over $120 billion to its economy. In fact, our two nations, the two largest Muslim countries, are threatened by this menace, be it the 2002 Bali bombing or the 2009 and 2016 Jakarta attacks, or the gruesome 2016 Army Public School attack in Peshawar. Terrorism and extremism are our common enemies. You are truly regarded as a reformer president and a visionary who has had hands on the pulse of the people. I am reminded of one of your interviews to a news channel in which you had said, and I quote, "Islam in Indonesia is a tolerant Islam. Islam in Indonesia is moderate, and we will continue to push for this, that our diversity, our pluralism in Indonesia will continue, that our people are united, that our country will continue to develop and improve itself so that we will get better and better." This is the kind of wisdom that the entire Muslim world requires to steer it out from the challenges, and this is the kind of acumen this House wishes to draw from you. With these words, Mr. President, I once again wholeheartedly thank you for your visit to Pakistan and welcome you to our Parliament. Pakistan-Indonesia Friendship Zindabad. It is my privilege and pleasure to invite His Excellency Mr. Joko Widodo, the President of the Republic of Indonesia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. His Excellency Mian Reza Rabbani, Chairman of the Senate. His Excellency Sadar Ayaz Sadiq,
Janab Izzat-e-Maab Speaker Ayaz Sadiq, Qawmi Assembly.
His Excellency
Izzat-e-Maab Janab
Kakan
Reza Rabbani Sahab, Chairman Senate,
of Pakistan.
اور Izzat-e-Maab Janab Shahid Haqqan Abbasi Sahab, Wazir-e-Azam Pakistan.
Parliament Pakistan Zindabad.
Muazzaz Arakin Parliament.
It is an honor for me to speak before
میرے لیے
the
آج
Assembly. The joint
اس
session
پارلیمنٹ کے مشترکہ
of the
اجلاس سے
Parliament
مخاطب
today.
ہونا اعزاز کی بات ہے.
In 1963, the first President of Indonesia, Dr. Ahmad Sukarno, spoke before this honorable Parliament. At that time, President Sukarno ignited the spirit to fight against colonialism as well as the spirit of cooperation between newly independent countries. 50 years later, the President of the Republic of Indonesia is honored once again to speak before the Parliament of Pakistan. I would like to use this opportunity to encourage cooperation for world peace and prosperity. Honorable members of the Parliament, the friendship between Indonesia and Pakistan is not merely for friendship. Indonesia will always remember the support of the people of Pakistan toward Indonesia's struggle for independence. As a token of appreciation, in 1997, the Republic of Indonesia conferred first-class Adipurna Star to Pakistan's father of the nation, Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, for this contribution in supporting Indonesia's independence. Apart from friendship, our two countries have much in common. Indonesia and Pakistan are two countries with the biggest Muslim population. We are member countries of G8. We are OIC member states and non-aligned movement as well. We are the initiators of Asia-Africa Conference, and most importantly, we are both democratic countries. We are the two countries that consistently support the independence of Palestine. In this forum, I would like to call once again for us to continue supporting our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Let us continue supporting Palestine in their struggles. Excellencies, members of the Parliament, Indonesia is the largest Muslim populated country in the world. Around 87% from 260 million people in Indonesia, equal to 226 million population, are Muslim. Apart from being home to the Muslims, Indonesia is also home to Hindu, Catholic, Protestants, Buddhists, as well as the others. Indonesia is a pluralistic country. I am grateful, despite being very plural, with a large number of population and more than 17,000 islands, and with 714 ethnic as well, Indonesia is able to preserve its unity. Unity in diversity, that is our slogan in our life as a nation. We are equally grateful to be able to live our lives as a nation in democratic manner. Most people understand that managing diversity is not an easy thing, neither managing democracy. What we need is commitment, the strong commitment of each nation element, commitment to tolerate in order to maintain plurality, commitment for mutual respect so that democracy could function well. As President, I strongly believe that democracy is the best way serving our people's interests. Democracy provides the space for the people in decision-making process. With democracy, political stability in Indonesia can be maintained. With democracy, economic growth is strong enough, reaching above 5% per year. With democracy, Indonesia's economy become one the 20 largest in the world. What I would like to ensure is that economic growth can be enjoyed by all Indonesian people, that fair development remain a priority. Honorable members of the Parliament, the economy of a country, a region can grow if there is political stability and security. Economic activities will never take place if there is conflict or even war taking place. Conflicts and wars will benefit no one. I repeat, conflict and wars will benefit no one. The people, mainly women and children, always become the most impacted ones in conflict and wars. Conflict and war destroy the grand values of humanity, the virtue bestowed by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Hence, it is Indonesia's commitment to maintain world peace and net contribute to peace. Together with ASEAN, over the past 50 years, Indonesia has been working hard to create the ecosystem of stability and prosperity in the Southeast Asia region. Through ASEAN unity and centrality, Indonesia continues to contribute in the creation of stable and prosperous Asia-Pacific region. In a wider region, Indonesia would like to have an ecosystem peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region, making the Indo-Pacific a region of growth for the world. At the global level, just like Pakistan, Indonesia is one of the biggest contributors for the world peacekeeping troops. Indonesia is determined to be true partner for world peace. In the past 2 years, Indonesia has collaborated and provided contribution to resolve differences among countries, provide humanitarian assistance including in conflict areas, have the preservation of security in the region, overcome various trans-border crimes including the illicit trafficking of drug and psychotropic substance, human trafficking and terrorism. Excellencies, Chair and members of the Parliament, radicalism and terrorism rampant. Not a single country is immune from terrorism. Terrorism attacks took place in almost all countries, including Indonesia and Pakistan. Muslims are the largest in number as victims from conflicts, war, and terrorism. Have a look at this most worrying data. 76% of terrorism attacks took place in Muslim countries. 60% of armed conflict happened in Muslim countries. Furthermore, millions of our brothers and sisters must leave their countries in pursuit of a better living. 67% refugees come from Muslim countries. Millions of young generation lost their hope for the future. This alarming condition in partially caused by internal weakness, even though there are also a lot of external factors. Are we going to let this apprehending condition keep on happening over and over again? If you ask me, I will say no. We must not allow conflict to continue existing in our countries. We must not allow conflict to continue existing in the world. Our respect for humanity should be our guide in our lives as nation. Once again, respect for humanity, honorable. History taught us weapon and military power will never be able to resolve conflict. Weapon and military powers alone will never be able to create and maintain world peace. Competition, arms race will take stage, continuously creating tensions. Indonesia is a country that underwent conflict. Conflict in Aceh, in Indonesia, for example, took place for more than 30 years. Military approach alone did not resolve the conflict in Aceh. The conflict is resolved through negotiation, through dialogue. For this reason, habit of dialogue must be put forth. It is also the habit of dialogue that makes ASEAN, the association of 10 countries in Southeast Asia, able to be the engine of stability and prosperity in Southeast Asia. I hope that each and every one of us will be the contributor of world peace. Each and every one of us be the effort contributor in prospering the world in the name of humanity, in the name of justice. We must be a part of solution and not be part of the problem. Let us work together for the creation of peaceful and prosperous world in the name of all mankind living in this world. Thank you. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable members, once I have read out the prorogation order, I will request the President to step down to meet all of you. In exercise of powers conferred by Clause 1 of Article 54 of the Constitution of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, I hereby prorogue Majlis Ashura Parliament in joint sitting on the conclusion of its sitting on 26 January 2018, signed by the President of Pakistan.
स्पीकर कौमी असम्बली की सदारत में पार्लियामेंट का मुश्तरका इजलास जारी। अब से कुछ देर पहले इंडोनेशिया के सदर जोको विदोदो पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास से खिताब कर रहे थे। आपको बताते चलें कि उन्होंने खिताब करते हुए पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास से खिताब करते हुए कहा कि ये मेरे लिए फख्र की बात है, पाकिस्तान और इंडोनेशिया के दरमियान ताल्लुकात दोस्ती से कहीं बढ़ गए। इस वक्त हम आपको जो मनासिर दिखा रहे हैं, पार्लियामेंट के अरकान पार्लियामेंट से मुलाकात कर रहे हैं इंडोनेशिया के सदर जोको विदोदो। सदन अब से कुछ देर पहले ही आपको बताते चलें कि उन्होंने इस अज़्म का इरादा किया कि पाकिस्तान और इंडोनेशिया के ताल्लुकात दोस्ती से कहीं ज्यादा बढ़कर हैं और वो दोनों खित्ते में अमन के लिए पुरअज़्म हैं और कोशिशें और काविशें जारी रखेंगे। इस वक्त सदर जोको विदोदो जो कि 2 रोजा दौरे पर पाकिस्तान में मौजूद हैं, अरकान पार्लियामेंट से मुलाकात कर रहे हैं और उनसे मुसाफा कर रहे हैं। आपको बताते चलें कि सदर जोको विदोदो का ये पहला दौरा पाकिस्तान है जिसमें एक आला सतही वफ्द भी उनके हमरा मौजूद है। आज उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास से खिताब किया और इस इजलास के बाद वो इस वक्त पार्लियामेंट हाउस में मौजूद जो अरकान पार्लियामेंट है उनसे मुलाकात कर रहे हैं। आपको बताते चलें कि उनके साथ इस वक्त स्पीकर कौमी असम्बली सरदार आलिया सादिक, जबकि सेनेट के चेयरमैन रजा रबानी भी मौजूद हैं, जबकि जो अरकान पार्लियामेंट हैं वो उनको खुशामदीद कह रहे हैं। इससे पहले आपको बताते चलें कि जब उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका सेशन से खिताब किया तो उनका कहना था कि इंडोनेशिया में मुख्तलिफ मज़ाहिब के लोग जो हैं वो बसते हैं, लेकिन मुस्लिम आबादी का सबसे बड़ा मुल्क है। हम चाहते हैं कि पाकिस्तान और इंडोनेशिया के ताल्लुकात मजीद बेहतर हों। इस वक्त आप देख सकते हैं कि इंडोनेशिया के सदर वज़ीर-ए-आज़म पाकिस्तान शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी से भी मुसाफा करके जो मुख्तलिफ अरकान हैं वो उनसे बातचीत कर रहे हैं। आपको बताते चलें कि अपोजिशन लीडरान से मुलाकात कर रहे हैं इस वक्त, और आपको बताते चलें कि सईद खुर्शीद शाह से भी उन्होंने मुलाकात की है, उनसे बातचीत कर रहे हैं, उनसे हाथ मिलाया है। और इस वक्त मुख्तलिफ लोग जो हैं वो मौजूद हैं, अरकान पार्लियामेंट जो हैं वो इस वक्त मौजूद है, मुख्तलिफ सियासी जमातें इस वक्त रिप्रेजेंट कर रही हैं अपने आप को, उनके अरकान इस वक्त मौजूद हैं। और ये जमहूरियत का हुस्न है कि इस वक्त एक बड़ी तादाद में जो मुख्तलिफ सियासी जमातें हैं उनके अरकान, उनके नुमाइंदे इस वक्त मौजूद हैं पार्लियामेंट हाउस में। वज़ीर-ए-आज़म शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी भी इस पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास में शरीक हुए और इस वक्त भी वो पार्लियामेंट हाउस में मौजूद हैं। सदर जोको विदोदो इस लम्हे पार्लियामेंट हाउस में जो मुख्तलिफ सियासी जमातें हैं, जो अरकान पार्लियामेंट है, उनसे मुलाकातें कर रहे हैं और उनसे बातचीत भी की जा रही है। अब से कुछ देर पहले ही उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास से खिताब भी किया है, जिसमें उन्होंने मुख्तलिफ ऐसे मसाइल जिन पर पाकिस्तान अपना मौक़िफ़ वाज़ेह रखे हुए है, पाकिस्तान के मौक़िफ़ की उन्होंने तायद भी की है। जबकि इस वक्त वो पार्लियामेंट हाउस में मौजूद हैं, अरकान पार्लियामेंट से मुलाकातें कर रहे हैं और उसके साथ साथ जो मुख्तलिफ सियासी जमातों के अरकान वहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, नुमाइंदे वहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, उनसे भी उन्होंने मुसाफा किया, हाथ मिलाया। और ये भी आपको बताते चलें कि वज़ीर-ए-आज़म शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी भी इस वक्त पार्लियामेंट हाउस में मौजूद हैं, जबकि स्पीकर कौमी असेंबली सेनेट के चेयरमैन रजा रबानी भी इस वक्त उनके हमरा मौजूद हैं। इंडोनेशिया के सदर जोको विदोदो पाकिस्तान के 2 रोज़ा दौरे पर इस्लामाबाद पहुंचे थे। सदर ममनून हुसैन ने मौजूद मेहमान का इस्तकबाल किया था, उनकी कई अहम मुलाकातें भी मुतवक्के हैं। और ये भी आपको बताते चलें कि सदर ममनून हुसैन मेहमान सदर के एजाज में सरकारी ज़ियाफत भी देंगे। जबकि उसके साथ साथ जो सदर जोको विदोदो हैं, चूंकि उनका ये पहला दौरा पाकिस्तान है तो वे चाहते हैं, कई नाक़िदीन का ख्याल है कि ये दौरा इंतहाई अहमियत का हामिल भी है। आने वाले वक्त में दोनों ममालिक मौशी तरक्की के जो अहदाफ उनके हसूल के हवाले से मुश्तरका तौर पर कई ऐसे अहम मुआहदात हैं जिनको लेकर आगे बढ़ेंगे। इस वक्त भी आप देख सकते हैं पार्लियामेंट हाउस में मौजूद हैं सदर जोको विदोदो, उनके हमरा हैं सेनेट के चेयरमैन रजा रबानी, स्पीकर कौमी असेंबली, जबकि वज़ीर-ए-आज़म शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी जिन्होंने पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास में भी शिरकत की, इस वक्त उनके हमरा मौजूद हैं। पार्लियामेंट के मुश्तरका इजलास से कुछ देर पहले सदर जोको विदोदो ने खिताब भी किया है।